Alright, hello guys, welcome back to DLRL Racing League, and I'm back after 2 rounds off, and now we're here. Now I'm actually back, nevertheless. Uh, since it's the first time, since it's my first time commentating for the season, let's go through the lineups real quick. In the Red Bull, we have Chris and Mike, who's transferred from Mercedes, and the reserve is Nicola. Mercedes, we have Zoro, Keanu, and Mama. Ferrari, we have Mini, Will, and Jamir. McLaren, we have Gagli and Tim. Aston Martin, we have Thomas, Jake, who's new, and Tokai. Alpine, we have Formula Cringe, Cordavis, and LOLL, who's also new. Williams, we have Mink, Josh, and Miguel. AlphaTauri, you have Ted and Thiak. Alfa Romeo have Arxis, Saban, and Coral. At the Haas, we have AVFC Walpole, Dylan, and Epic. So here is quick a quick summary of the lineups for this season. And uh, and while we're at it, we go through the standings. And after Bahrain and Australia, we find Mini leading the championship in the Ferrari with 33 points. Then we have his teammate Will with 32, so 1 point difference. Chris with 29, Formula Cringe with 27, Tim with 27, Ted with 13, LOLL with 10, Jameer with 10, Coral with 8, Zoro with 6, Keanu with 4, Tokai with 2 points, Mama with 2 points, and Nicola with 1 point. As for the constructors, we have Ferrari leading with 65. P2, however, is not Mercedes and not Red Bull. It's actually Alpine with 37 points. Then we have Red Bull with 29. Then we have McLaren with 27. Then we have AlphaTauri and Aston Martin with 13 points each. Mercedes with 12. Williams with 8 points. And Haas and Alfa Romeo yet to score. And obviously, guys, I'm not alone for this one. We have Lewis who will be on comms alongside me. Lewis, if you can hear me, hello, the stream. So we're now expected to have 18 on the grid for tonight. Yeah, 17 or 18 drivers. But regardless, it's going to be a sprint weekend. So we'll see a short quali followed by an 11 lap sprint and followed by a 33 lap race. It's the first sprint race of the season, and obviously we have a sprint later in the season at Silverstone and another sprint in China, the third to last round of the season, and we'll see who will come out on top after some controversy last week. We still have 12 on the grid now. Obviously, we have more to join. We still need uh, someone from Alpine, someone from Aston Martin, actually two from Aston Martin, and another one for the Williams team.
I'm back. Oh,
Oh, there he is.
um,
How are you, Lewis?
oh, not too bad, how are you?
Yeah, I gave a brief summary of the standings,
Yeah.
and obviously after some controversy last week, we're here in sunny Spain.
Yep. Spain.
Spania.
Always loved this track. Always loved this track. It was quite a good one.
What has Dave said to the chat?
Oh, I don't know. Dave says some pretty out of pocket stuff sometimes.
Yo, man, yo.
Oh. Right, so are we gonna talk about these allegations we've heard about you then?
Which allegations?
The the go back where you came from
Ah, no,
allegations.
that wasn't racist, man. والله العظيم. I swore to God, it wasn't racist.
Right.
There's clearly some bias here.
Yeah. Just blame it on Dave, to be honest.
Always Dave.
It's always Dave's fault. Uh,
Dave the Russell.
yeah.
Now let's see who will go into the relegation zone tonight. Is it Sheffield United or is it Luton Town? Or is it Burnley? Wait.
Picked on the wrong sport.
So Lewis, what are your predictions for tonight?
Um, I'm saying it's a pretty bold prediction. I'm saying I might win.
Mike?
Mike, I feel like he's had a rough start to the season, but I feel like he's gonna be strong here. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like he's gonna be strong.
Let's
Something's
set up
telling me he's gonna change it around.
Mike had a stinker the last two races. He's DNF'd in Bahrain on lap 1 following an incident, and in Australia he lost it in the final few laps.
Well, actually, there's a sprint race this weekend, so
Yeah,
what was that? I was trying to calculate earlier.
yeah, a good,
It's 34 points, isn't it? You can get 30,
yeah,
34 points.
yeah,
So,
good chance um, a good chance to
come
tackle
back.
some points here.
Yeah, it's probably going to be quite big for some of the drivers that haven't started the season as well. I'm thinking of people like Mike when I say that. Because right now, the top of the championship is 33 points. You're saying if you were to get a win in the sprint and in the race, you'd have more points than the championship leader has right now. So
Yeah,
it's
certainly.
it'd mean a big thing, which I think is the best case scenario for Mike. What about you? Who do you think will win this one?
Look, I don't want to curse anyone or anything, because every time I say something, they get cursed.
Uh,
So, look, I want to see someone. Look, I'd say it's going to be a very close battle between Ferrari and Red Bull, and there's going to be
yeah,
another controversy.
yeah. I can see it. This season, it's like it's already like the end of the season. The amount of rough and hard battles they've had, and it's only been one weekend they've had rough battles, and it feels like it's been a whole season long.
Yeah,
They were so competitive in Australia, and I think this lineup between Ferrari and Red Bull is going to be such an exciting season.
yeah, it's going to be a tight one tonight. Obviously,
Yeah, and as we know, Will is quite a good qualifier. So I think I'm predicting Will for pole, and I might win in the sprint race.
I mean, it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, and then obviously, Will has come across the line first in both of the first races. But of course, unfortunately, to some incidents that happened earlier in the race, he got penalised and ended up dropping down to what was it, seventh? He dropped down to or sixth or something,
Seventh.
seventh, which is quite a dramatic drop, losing I think like 20 points or something. So there's a lot to come from him as well. He's fast, but he just needs to keep his nose clean and not be involved in any more incidents.
And we're ready to go.
Let's go. Round three, Spain.
We're now third round of the season. We're missing Haas and Alfa Romeo tonight. The two teams yet to score a point in the
I believe
constructors.
does that make it short qualifying for anyone? Yeah,
Yeah, it's short.
I think that's probably for the better with the early night. If it was full quality, got the sprint race to look forward to anyway. So not missing much action. I was thinking, do you think that they'll put in the new sprint format to the F1 24 game?
I mean, they haven't put it
Because
to this game, so I don't expect it to be put next game.
yeah, I'm not sure. May do. They might do it for career mode,
I mean,
not
it's
for
EA, man.
online.
It's EA, man. Of course, you'd expect it.
Yeah, I know. To be fair, they do everything a season. Like I think when was it now? Was it no? It was 2021 that they brought in sprints, wasn't it? And they didn't bring them until the 22 game. You know, red flags have been in since the start of the game. So
Yeah, everything's broken. Um, yeah, first up is Chris, who's
So
who's one of the
first,
championship rivals, championship contenders. I mean, it's too early to say this, but he is he is one of the championship contenders.
let's see. Not missed anyone. Yeah. So, Chris, of course, first round, unfortunately disconnected in qualifying, meaning he had to start from last, and with a drive-through penalty that I think it was what 6 drivers got across the line. It was a drive-through penalty. So, only managed to make it to 6th. Well, no, it was 8th actually. 8th he made it to. Won the next round, and I think has a lot more to get this season than what he had done in the last 2 weekends. Anyways, here comes round the final 2 foreigners to start the first flying lap around here in Spain.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've cancelled Spain last season due to a bump in the final corner.
Yeah, I was glad about
Yeah, we had Monaco instead, but now it's fixed, and now we're back.
Always loved Spain. It's a great track. I enjoy racing it myself. Yeah, like my main highlight from it was getting the P3 in a sprint race in the Prix McLaren.
Yeah.
I think that was probably about it for here for me. And then Dave, with wing whip damage in the race, was kind enough to give the car in front of me a little DRS tow. But you know, we don't dwell on not getting a podium that season. That's like half a year ago now. So here we are in February now. Of course, back in Spain. It's been 1 season out, so we're back again. The bump has finally been removed here. So, should hopefully be a good one, but what time is Chris gonna get?
1:11.2.
And that's faster than what they did in the sprint race.
I mean, it's a solid benchmark for Chris.
Practice.
It's a solid one.
Yeah, who's next across the line was that?
It's the Williams of
Williams.
The Williams is on his outlap. So
Aston Martin Toka, is it?
it's Nicola.
Nicola. Another Toka is not far off. I think there's a Mercedes, Fiat.
Fiat 1.1 seconds behind.
Jim's coming across the line actually.
Jim.
There he goes. 1:11.8. Mercedes is quite a good car around here, so
yeah,
hopefully have a bit more success.
Yeah, but we had a stinker the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, not the greatest start to the season, but you know, you've had every single driver pairing you could have so far, I think. You know, you never had Felix last weekend, did you? Actually.
I mean, Felix is away. He'll be back next week,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That's good to hear.
Look, man, at this point, if my team continues to perform like this, I'd honestly just sign up as a driver and carry the team.
Just drive for yourself and then
yeah.
See him try to get some wins and stuff.
Oh, as Fiak into the gravel.
Oh.
At the start of sector 3. Oh! That was close. Between him and Mike.
And Mike, I predicted to win tonight, not pole position. Of course, predicted well to get pole for me. And Mike is gonna come across the line.
And he's provisional pole.
Fastest. 11-0, and
Not bad.
that makes me happy about my prediction. But you know, there's still another 12 minutes to go in qualifying. I think Wells the next major one to watch. In fact, Gagley. Oh wait, he goes P12. He's on enters. I'm very interested to see what Will can do in his lap. He's the second in the championship right now, of course, after not being able to win due to penalties last weekend. He had pole in Bahrain and Australia, I think, if I'm right. So, can Will make it 3 poles in a row this season? I'm going to actually check that now, so I'm not just lying. But he's going to be starting his lap behind that Red Bull, who's going into the pit lane now. Yeah, so it was, well, literally, it's been on pole the last 2 rounds, so he's here to make it free. Can he make it free? Of course, the Ferrari is a great car in qualifying in the first sector. It goes 21.4. Just a little under 11 minutes to go. Only 3 cars out on track right now. I believe that's the 2. So Williams and an Alpine out on track. But the main man is Will, who hasn't validated his lap or anything. He's going quite well. We've got 50.0 in the second sector. So as we approach the final right-hander, there seems to be an issue for the Williams thing. He spun around or something. But here comes Will across the line to take it P2 with an 11-1. It's 110 between each of the top 3, and that is what we like to see. It's Red Bull Ferrari at the moment. As former Cringe is making his way around the third sector.
Yeah, apologies, I was getting something, but we're back.
That's fine. And former Cringe is going to find himself in P8 with an 1:11.9 behind the 2 Mercedes cars. And ultimately, best of the rest at the moment. Of course, Ted, I'm expecting a lot from Ted. He's just been great this first 2 races and very unexpected, to say the least.
I mean, in Bahrain, he's done an amazing job with a P4 finish, but in Australia, he's fell off a bit, only managing 1 point. And Jameer.
I don't really think it's mainly off, to be honest. Cars not volumes going quite slowly. But he made some mistakes in Australia, and I think he probably could have had a better weekend, judging by his qualifying performance. As Gagley lets by the Mercedes, who I think is on the lap. Is that Jim on a lap? Yes, it is. It's not Jim on a lap. Keanu's on a lap. But Jim is also on his lap, as he's gonna finish his sector 2. What kind of sector 2 is he looking at? A 50.3. I think that's 3/10 shy of what Will was able to do. Well, the sector 3, what Will was able to do?
Come on, Jim. Oh no!
Oh, he just went a little bit wide on entry.
Of course.
An ultimate corner.
Sorry, Jim.
He said, "Come on, Jim," and instantly makes a mistake going a little bit wide.
You know what the fun thing is?
What?
He could have been P4 if he didn't invalidate the slap.
Well, that is. I mean, that's something at least. That is something you can take forward to the next one. It does. As Mr. Tom Gagley Barnes, and the second sector
The
in
man
the
from
McLaren,
Brighton.
the man from Brighton, on his way.
Tim. P4.
Tim P4 had 11.562.
Tim's
Very difficult to
cooking.
keep on. It's very difficult to keep on track of who's where because everyone's on a completely different strategy in qualifying and everyone's running at different times. It's quite confusing. But here comes
Keanu.
Gagley. Keanu goes
P6.
P6. 11.6. What can Gagley do? He goes P7 from
1
11.8.
millisecond ahead of Jim.
1 millisecond at a gym.
It's a 4-horse race for the top 8.
I think it's going to be a close race between McLaren and Mercedes tonight.
I hope we come out on top. We need that.
Yeah. Can't say we anymore. I'm with you guys. With the team as quite a messy and validated his first run of tonight's qualifying.
Maxon. Tim's in. Yeah, everyone's starting to go in the pits.
As we'd expect. Yeah.
Cordavis has returned to racing after 2 seasons off. He's now back.
That goes into the pits, just Gagley.
Yeah, everyone's gonna go to the pits after that.
I think, unless Ted continues being Ted, this race is for P9.
For the
Because-
AlphaTauris?
Yeah, for the midfield and lower field, this race is for P9. I'm including the Aston Martin in that bracket because Aston Martin, despite it saying it's fast on paper, it really isn't fast and it struggles to find performance. And I think won't be the easiest race for them, but of course they have an advantage over the rest of the midfield and car performance. So should be able to take the 9th spot, which of course in midfield will be keeping their arms open to try and receive some DNFs from the front of the field, which are not unlikely, as we found out recently. And
Where's Nathan when you need him?
Yeah. And Ted comes into the pit lane after destroying a bollard and taking the old layout is Nicola.
I mean, where's Nathan when you need him?
Yeah, I'm missing the Will Lathan beef.
They came together.
That was a lot.
They came together in Singapore last season, and they came together again in Qatar last season.
It just got from bad to worse. In Singapore, it wasn't as bad a crash. Yes, Will DNF, but it was his fault for the collision. And then in Qatar, the next round,
Yeah.
both of them DNF. And it was, whose fault was it that time? I think it was Will's fault again. It was a back marker was next to them, but it was for position, so. Yeah. In fact, I'll have a look. We'll have a look at who's won the last Spanish Grand Prix here and
I remember it was Will. It was a Ferrari 1-2
It was a Ferrari 1-2 last one. I'll check.
with Rich Wanty in P2.
Yeah. So yeah, Will won. Rich won the P1 and 2. So and he also got P1 in the sprint that time. So they've got good potential for there. What about the season before was on the calendar? The season before it wasn't on the calendar. We only had one Spanish, no, it'd be more than one Spanish race we've had. And before that we'll be starting to run out of drivers that are actually in the grid from now.
I mean, last season we were supposed to have a Spanish GP, but due to glitches, we replaced it with the Monaco GP. As
I
for
guess
the
it's quite a...
V, that's a 21.8. through the first sector. He's sliding everywhere.
And yeah, we've only had one Spanish race before. Oh no, we've had two Spanish races. The one in season, I think this is season 1. No, season 2 this will be. In season 2, it was Koru in KP Games in a 1-2 with Panpoli and P3. So, very different grid from now. Keanu was also in that season, so he got up there, and I think it was P4 he got.
So Cordovis now only jumps up one place.
As you can now see, everyone on the grid is on their outlaps, except for Mike and Ted, who are still in the pits. Ted, who might be running his KFC he was talking about. And now everyone's out on track. Is Formula Cringe on a flying lap?
Yeah, he is.
Formula Cringe is in a flying lap, and we've got a couple of faster cars just starting theirs. And of course, it's not full qualifying, so this one is the determined sprint grid.
He's a tenth up Formula Crunch. Almost tenth and a half up. But there is some potential for him.
There are some traffic ahead of him, so hopefully he doesn't get caught on that. But everyone's going for the fast out lap, so he shouldn't be caught. Maybe at the end he might get caught a little bit.
A simple improvement from Formula Cringe.
This is Williams lets him by in Formula Cringe. Here he comes round the final corner. What can he do?
And he jumps up 2 places.
Up ahead of the McLaren and Mercedes of Gagley and Jim. Who's going to be the first one to finish the lap? I think it's Tim he's the last one to start his lap actually.
Yeah.
As he comes across the line.
Mini.
Who is going to be the first one? Mini.
Let's see if Mini could improve. Mini just jumps up a place from where he
ahead
was.
Of Tim, and not good enough for a front row start, but of course P4 is welcome. Jim just doesn't improve.
Keanu stays P6.
Keanu has to come into the pits. Who else is coming across the line? I think there's a Red Bull coming across the line.
It's
Carrasco's P2 and it's 100th of a second.
But don't forget Will, as he's about to cross the line. And he...
Oh,
what a quality.
So close. So close. The top 3 divided by 1.5 hundredths. That's got to be one of the closest dry line qualifying I've ever seen.
Gagley Barnes in P4.
What can Tim do actually? He's going to be one of the last people to complete their lap. I think he is the last person to complete his lap.
Oh, he
goes into the pits. Oh, almost hit the pit wall there.
So the top 3 separated by 15 milliseconds. Yeah, how about that?
That is a very close qualifying. And I think if you're Mini, you wouldn't be too gutted about that because they were pushing so hard, they put it down to the thousands of seconds between them.
I mean, it's also close between Gagley and Mini.
Yeah, I don't think he should beat himself up about it.
Yeah, 8 milliseconds between them.
I think Keanu P7 and Jim P9, of course, not the ideal qualifying for Mercedes, but it was a sprint race where they can hopefully improve their way up the grid a little bit.
What I'm seeing is 8s from my team. But it's not over. Alright guys. Mike, the reigning champion, grabs pole position in Barcelona. Willie Witchell 12 thousandths behind in P2. Chris 3 milliseconds behind Will in P3. You have Gagli, Mini, Tim, Keanu, Formula Cringe, Mama, and Thiak rounding out the top 10. Then we have Tokai, Ted, Nicola, Jameer, Mink, and Cordovist rounding out
No,
your whole grid for the sprint.
the top three, they all have something in common. They've all been runner-up in the championship before. Of course, well to KP and Mike to KP as well. Also, we got Chris to Mike as well. All being runner-up in the championship, just missing out in the championship. In some cases, of course, right down to the wire for the last 2 seasons. But it is still a long way off of that point so far.
Hey, Lewis.
So, do I do the lights out in the sprint or what? I do the lights out in the sprint? One of us doing the race and one of us doing the sprint.
It's your pick. Take your pick.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
I'll do it for the main race then.
Right. Alright, you do it for the main race.
Lewis, one more thing before we start. If you could make a prediction of what would happen in the sprint or in the race, what would it be?
I'm predicting a big crash at turn 1. Big crash at turn 1. I don't know who will cause it.
You know what
I'm
I
feeling
predict?
willing Chris crash. And hold on a minute, because we're going to get to 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix sprint race. And it's lights out and away we go. Who got a good start off the line there? And Mike got the better start. He's leading the pack. And Gagli got a great start as well. He's right down the inside. And he's going down the inside. He's going for P1 and oh, he's spun around.
Oh no.
Oh, and
the
chaos down the grid. As Tim also falls down the grid with front wing damage.
It's a disaster
what
for
a
McLaren.
horrendous start for McLaren. Dave will be in tears. And here comes Will. On Mike, is he going to try and get past him? No, he can't. And oh, there's contact between them. Or is it desync? I think it's desync.
Yeah, it's decent.
Love desync. There's more chaos down the grid as Keanu and Cordovest
What's happening?
spin out. There's someone got a little prediction right? I'm predicting a massive lap 1 crash. What happened?
I forgot to predict something.
Oh, what was your prediction?
Look, I was gonna predict that a Ferrari and a Red Bull are gonna crash at some point.
Yeah, I agree. Hold on a minute, while we're saying that, Mini and Chris are wheel to wheel. Oh, and she makes slight contact, but not a massive crash. And Mike continues getting underway, and hold on, Will is going for the move, and he's got past already. Jeez. Will's fast in the straight. But we have to turn on the telemetry now. It's been a lap as we started on. Only Chris is in the same position he started in, as it stands. Everyone else is jolted all around the place with McLaren.
And Mini up the inside on Chris. He gets it done.
Gets past. And that's good for him. In fact, having a look at the tyres, the top 4 all opting for mediums. Tokai, the 2 Aston Martins opting for soft. The 2 Williams opting for softs. The Ted's opted for softs. In fact, though, these guys are pitted, the bottom 4 pitted, so that's why they're on softs.
Look.
Cordovest on softs as well. The rest
Look, personally, for me, I'd go on the softs, or the mediums, sorry. Because the tire dug is really high around Barcelona. So, the soft runners will expect to fall off in the end.
I just thank the game for that graphic. Either a soft 0 stop or a medium 0 stop. That's a great graphic, guys.
Unless something magical happens with the soft runners.
Oh, and Mike is very close to the back of Will.
Mike,
but you know Mike is a very smart driver and he's not gonna just send on him. Yeah, I think he's gonna wait out a little bit. Just try make sure he's secure behind Will, and then get him when he least expects it.
I mean, Mike's proved himself in his 2 seasons spell at Mercedes. Now he's in the Red Bull. Now he's gonna contend for the wins.
He had an unlucky spell at Red Bull. Came to Mercedes, won a championship, and I think he's proved himself ready for Red Bull. this time.
As
As Chris
Chris
runs wide.
goes a bit deep there.
Yeah, the sprint is very close between Mike and Will and Minnie and Chris. No, maybe not so close. Chris seeming to struggle a little bit on his race pace at the moment, which will hopefully won't last long as Jameer gets a 3-second penalty.
Becomes the
Mike with DRS. Here he goes round the outside and
outside. Will
and
backs off.
no fighting. No fighting there. Similar overtake to last time, just a bit farther down the straight. But Will is very close to the back of Mike, and I think he's going to try to get past him very early on. Is he going to try into that corner? No, he doesn't.
Will's burnt a significant amount of his ERS. Not a good sign from him.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to get the jump done early as Mike makes a little bit of a mistake coming out the corner. And is that going to... Oh... Will doesn't go
He
for
backs
it.
off.
But what that has allowed is Minnie to almost catch within DRS. Can he get it though? Not quite. In fact, he might get it actually. The Aston Martins as well, they've had a great start to the race, up to 5-6 at the moment.
Yeah,
Should be quite happy for that.
Aston Martin's credit to them so far. They were like in the bottom 10. Or like outside the top 10, as you say. As we're 16 on the grid. But now they're 5th and 6th. Behind the 2 Ferraris and Red Bulls.
You know, we've had 3 Mercedes powertrain cars, you know, just getting themselves up there having a good start. Then you look at the other 3 Mercedes powertrain cars, not the greatest start of all time. Of course, Gagli's managed to keep P10 here, but
you know
I'm sure we got it about losing that position because he could have went for P1.
You know what's so surprising now? Chris is actually losing time now.
Yes, Chris got any
He's struggling.
damage? I feel like Chris may have some damage because there's no way he's this slow. He's used up all of his ERF as well.
I mean, I think he was the one who spun Gagli into turn 1.
Yeah, I think it was. No, I think it was Chris spun Mike. No, spun Gagli. As he maybe got some side pod damage or something, some underfloor damage he might have. He did run wide actually, as he maybe picked up some underfloor damage from running wide. Let's see what else it could be.
Move.
And playing it very sensible again. Making well, not really wanting to create much of a fuss. As Tokai is now going to be fighting with Chris. Chris is going to try with the better exit. Will he get past? He's clearly the faster car, but just doesn't have the right line. Is he going to try and make it into the right half car? He's so close.
Ted spun it.
Yeah, he's got those greasy fingers from his KFC, maybe spun him out a bit. But,
good one.
But as Mike is going to have the DRS on Will, and is Will going to try to back him off into his teammate maybe?
Possibly. You never know what's happening at Ferrari. No.
Yeah, I could see that being an option. But of course, Chris, he's not really going to help at Mike any, so this is Ferrari's big chance they could open for him.
I mean both teams have had heated moments in the steward room last week after a few incidents with each other. Now I hope it's cleaner. It's cleaner between them as Mike is
Jesus Christ, commentators, cars came right in there. As Chris slips by Tokai once again, he runs wide. Did he go off track there? That might be a warning. Chris is struggling.
It's not ideal for him.
I don't see it doing anything else but damage because he's used up all that ERS. He's definitely pushing, and qualifying he had the pace. I just don't see what it could be. And Tokai is probably loving this in the Red Bull. He's got a chance to start in top 4 in the race. pretty much a stalemate up at the top. Nothing really happening. I think Will got a bit of a time slapper at the final, the third last corner there. Can't remember the corner numbers in the circuit, as you can tell. But here comes Mike with the DRS, and he's got him a lot earlier this time. And is Will having to use a little bit to try to keep with him.
As many's not caught up to Will and Mike.
And Tokai is going to wheel with Chris. And the only hope that Chris has is that Tokai's tyres go off, because he is on the softs.
Yeah, certainly.
But yeah, a Red Bull shouldn't be fighting with an Aston Martin. Just doesn't look like he's having a lot of luck at the moment. Not having a lot of luck. Talking about that, we've got Gagley, who managed to get ahead of Mink and up into P9. Just one more place, then he'll get a point, which Fiat will probably hold on to quite well, because he's missed out on the points at the start of the season, and I'm sure he'll be happy to take at least 1 point home to AlphaTauri, who've simply just had a great start to the season for a car performance like that. And now Will Litchell might be the next person to look at, as he turns on his DRS a little bit late there. Is he gonna maybe try and make a move so he pushes them?
Oh no! There's some contact!
The two teammates make contact! Oh! And the two Ferraris collide out of turn one. And that's gonna give Mike a 1 second advantage. And that's enough to get out of DRS. And that might just be Mike's big opportunity here. The two Ferraris colliding. It's like watching Lewis and George all over again in qualifying.
Lewis and Nico, you mean? Nico Rosberg.
Oh, Lewis. Oh, I forgot about that one. I was looking at Lewis and George last year qualifying. Yeah, that'll bump it into each other. As Gagley now gets within DRS of Fiat, and I don't see Fiat being able to hold off on McLaren. Unless he does, then fair enough. And Will Litchell will not be happy with Mini. And oh, if they're on a voice channel, I can imagine the things that are getting said between the two Ferrari drivers, who are definitely gloves off at the moment as Will goes down the inside and
doesn't fight him too much, actually.
Not too bitter then. Not too bitter about what happened. But Will, he's used up a lot of ERS as well because of that incident, and I think that incident's going to be what causes Ferrari to lose this one.
Tom Gagley Barnes has got himself up to P8.
That's going to be a consolidation point for his very unlucky sprint race, but you know, P8, there's places to go from that. He can get himself up the grid, I'm sure.
.5 between the leading pair.
And what this is going to mean in the standings is that if the order stays like this, it's going to be a Ferrari, in fact I think it's, yeah, will take the lead of the championship if it stands like this in the sprint. As he's won a race and Mini hasn't. We join on points with Will leading, but is Mini going to allow that? No, he's not. As he goes down the inside and gets past with a pretty simple move. But what about Tokai? What's he going to do? He's going to go for the move on Chris in the final lap of the race. And Chris just can't simply hold on to him. And he's going to need to try and get a good exit to get right up behind the Aston Martin. Not run too wide now. Yeah, I think that makes the both of them. Both of them with no ERS. Tokai's improved a lot in his first sector. And they're going to be racing very hard for this P4 position. That's going to be great for Aston Martin and their points. And I think that would move them up to the P5 or 4 in the standings. Here it goes. Chris, can he take it back? No, he can't. And it's going to be further frustration for the Red Bull, as he's now going to finish behind the Aston Martin unless he can do anything.
And Mike
Talking about
wins
do
his
anything.
sprint.
As well, it's going to be close to 600ths of a second.
67 milliseconds. Mini just about holds on. And there's some contact. Post race. Tokai with an incredible P4. Chris with the P5. Nicola P6. Mama P7. And Gagli steals home 1 point to round it all off.
And outside the points, we have Fiat, Mink, Keanu. Then Tim, who's just come round the final corner there, former cringe, for a 3-second penalty, Cordovez. Ted with his slippery KFC fingers is going to come round the second last corner. He's had a bit of a time off there.
So KFC.
He took the slippery route around the second last corner.
And
there he goes, slipping his way across the line.
I mean, Ted's got to wash his hands.
Yeah, he'll be running off to do that now, getting a white first control and everything, but yeah. I'm just saying, I don't want to sound like that guy, but I am that guy. I got the prediction right. Make the win. Like E1.
Well, guys.
Oh, Dave said it.
Mike.
Oh, it was Mike that spun him.
Many P2, Will P3, Tokai P4, Chris P5, Nicola P6, Mama P7, Gagli P8, then we have Tiak, Mink, Keanu, Tim from the current Cordovis, Ted with his greasy KFC fingers, and Javier rounding out the top 16.
And that's going to make the championship remain the same. It's going to be 2-point advantage for Many now, and 8 points for Mike, who started his point scoring season now. You know, Mike enjoys being late to start scoring points. Mike does enjoy it. But, you know, he's solid with his consistency when he gets that, so can't really count him out yet. And he's got great pace here.
Yeah. Certainly. But no commentators curse, obviously.
Yeah. I just did the reverse effect, of course. I predicted him to win, so he won. I'm just that guy.
I predict a Red Bull Ferrari crash in these 33 laps.
Yeah.
Or some sort
Probably
of
3
contact.
laps, high chance.
Or some sort of controversy.
There will be controversy. I'm saying there will be a well game. No, actually, my prediction is that Will and Mini will crash.
That seems even bolder.
That's a very bold prediction.
And the big question is, will Ted, with his greasy fingers, bring home a third consecutive points finish? As 5 red lights.
Hold on, there you go.
5 red lights. And we're not going. Now we'll go. Mike's had a good start. As some contact between Jameer and Cordovist.
As Nicola and Gagley now getting past Chris. Chris is losing 2 places off the start.
Oh, there's some contact!
The 2 Aston Martins take each other out the race. And oh, that's a big one. And that's allowed Gagley to slip through. Talking about slipping through, Ted's up to never mind, he's back to P15 as he slid off the track. P16 for him now.
Because he has greasy fingers.
And well, Tim is going to be worried about the Williams behind. What about Mini? Mini's pretty close to the back of Mike, of course.
These two came together in Australia last week.
Oh, I thought, well, we was just going to send on him then. Hold on a minute,
As
Gagley.
Gagley.
Seeks an opportunity. Can I get the switch back? The better exit. He has got the better exit. Can he make this work? Chris looking a little bit more pace towards these drivers, and Jim makes a move on the act. Can he get past? Yes, he can. Off in P6.
As many get past Mike up to the lead of the race.
There's some battling down towards the back between the Williams, and there's a crash.
Out. Early safety car.
There's a full core safety car to calm everyone down for a second.
It's an early safety car to the Spanish GP.
If this is how the racing's going here, I'm scared.
Huh?
I'm scared if this is how turn 1 looks here.
I can't hear you.
I'm a little bit worried about turn 1 here tomorrow now. You know, this has not really been the cleanest 2 turn 1s.
I mean, you saw what happened in the sprint, didn't you?
Yeah. So just stay on the outside and hope for the best. That's my my motto.
I mean, let's see who's brave enough to pit. Looks like nobody's going to pit after 2 laps. Oh, there is someone pitting. It's Tokai.
As Chris said, the 2 Astons sexually assaulted each other. I think that probably sums it up well.
Mad stuff.
Gagley has desync, says Chris as well. We'll watch from Chris's point of view. Let's turn on the telemetry actually. The main loser of the start is obviously going to be Cordovest, and then we've got Tokai, who's went 11 places down, Nicola, who's went 7 places down, 2 places down goes Mike, and switching to second place is Mike, as many overtakes. First in the greatest start so far is Jameer up 5 places, and 4 places is Gagger, and what is Miller?
Yeah, he went behind the safety car a bit. What I mean by that, he slowed down to let the safety car extend its gap.
Yeah. And starting on the hard tires this race, we have Chris, Tim, former Coringe and Tokai, everyone else on the medium. The score of the vest was on the softs, however he's unfortunately DNF. And Tokai, who's on the fresher tyres, the new hards that he put on after his incident turn 1 with his teammate, which I'm sure they will not be too happy about. You see, that's the good thing about sprint races. It means you've already got points on the board, you're ready, you know you're going to get points no matter what. In the race you can probably take a bit more risk. You know you're secure with at least some points in the weekend. And in the case of the Aston Martins, they've managed to get out of it as the safety car's coming in this lap after being out for 3 laps.
The safety car's in. And there's some switching in places between the Mercedes of Mama and the AlphaTauri of Fiat there.
Yeah, you've also got to watch out for going wheel to wheel under safety car, of course,
Yeah.
as that can result in a 5-second penalty, I think it is.
As we're back to green flag conditions.
And Mini gets us away, and he gets us away perfectly for Ferrari. And that's going to allow Will to try and close up to Mike. And Mike is using everything. And you can see that because he's going to end up getting Mini by the end of the straightaway. He doesn't. And
now
Chris
is back
gets Gagley. Chris had a very frightening experience racing a bit of everyone for fourth. You know, he's mixed out. He's went to the Papayas, he's went to the Aston Martins, you know, he's spacing up a little bit for battling. And here comes Will, who's going round the outside of the Red Bull. And we're getting this into the Will Witchell again.
Some contact there.
And the difference is you can't really do that with Will. Hasn't really won any championships yet. Here he goes.
Tim on Thiak.
Yeah, and that Fiat ran wide, allowing for McFrench to get through as well. And now here he goes, well again. Very close to the back of the Red Bull. Can this be a Ferrari 1-2 for the second time this season? And the dream pairing at Red Bull just doesn't seem to be connecting as well as everyone would have
Well, on the outside, there's some contact. Sorry, I lost
and he
my
holds off. He defends.
Here
Hold
comes
on a minute, Chris, getting the better of the benefits of the battle. And there's contact. Mike tries to hold up well, and there we go. Chris gets up into P2, and Will is not going to be happy with that.
refusing to see the position.
And they're so close to contact. With the left hander, there's contacted into the gravel. He goes, and that's going to look gangly to get through. And that means that Will's now down to P5. And now is Jim going to try to do anything? No, he can't. He's just not close enough. Probably the worst sequence of corners for Will they possibly could have had.
Insane stuff there. You have to admit.
That was an interesting battle. And now it's went to a Red Bull into Ferraris, to Ferrari into Red Bulls, as Chris and Will switch places. And Will, now he's doing the Chris roll, fighting for P4, as he gets past Gagley.
I mean, I predicted for something crazy to happen.
Oh, and Gagley runs wide, and is that going to allow Jim to have any chance of getting past? He doesn't go for it, but he got very close to doing it. And this is the McLaren Mercedes battle that we thought was going to happen. Piano and Tim going wheel to wheel. What's going to happen here? And oh, there's contact! And onto the gravel goes Tim, smashing up a board on his way. And Former Cringe gets ahead of Tim.
And there's a 4-horse race for the lead of the race. Two Red Bulls, two Ferraris.
And now as we head on to lap 8, DRS for Chris on Mini. What's going to happen? In fact, Chris is on hards, everyone else is on mediums. I don't know how he's got such good pace.
And Mike both get past Mini by the time we get to turn 1.
Oh, and that was a bit close for comfort for Mini there, almost tapped the back of the Red Bull. But he still manages to get through turn 1 and gets a good exit as well. By good exit, I mean he's actually threatening for the position on Mike. As Tim is now going to try get past the Alpine as quick as possible. As I think he went a little bit off track there. He did, that will be a warning. And there's not really much happening at the front at the moment. What about Tim? I think Tim's probably the most likely to make the next move at the moment. Or either that or Minnie, who's very, very close to the back of Red Bull, so unfortunately used quite a lot of ERS in comparison to the Ferraris. Well, to the Ferrari that hasn't used much, which is Minnie. And Tim now going for the move on Formula Fringe, and he goes round the outside and gets it done. And now on to Keanu once again. Hopefully this time he'll be a little bit more clean. And he won't go as deep. You already see a lot of drivers flashing.
Yeah, it's poor ES management from them.
Yeah, especially the Red Bulls and the Mercedes. God, just not imagine that you're ERS for it. Is Tim gonna be close enough to Keanu this time? He's not. But he edges closer to Keanu, and he has in a little while. And now Tim on the straight, I think it's pretty inevitable what's going to happen here. He's most likely going to sail off into the distance with that DRS on Keanu. As he gets his way up to P7 now, it's a full car ahead. Keanu can't really do much to fight that. There's an Aston Martin Alpha Tower fight going on at the moment. Not many changes in position though. But Ted, with his KFC fingers, is edging closer and closer to his teammate.
He still has not forgotten what KFC is like.
Yeah, I don't love myself a lot of KFC. As Keanu falls behind Formula Fringe. Not being able to hold on to that position, I think Formula Fringe just managed to zero us a little bit better. There's not too much happening down the grid.
Yeah. We're now a third of the way into the race.
And Ted's just finished on Fiat. He's a full car in front.
That KFC really started to kick in for Ted.
Yeah, he was edging closer and closer to Fiat, and now he just finished. So that's quite good.
His fingers.
And, well, is very close to the back of Minnie, which I've just noticed. We don't want to look behind them again, so can change it to the onboard view. But Jim's doing quite a good job to keep up with Gagley.
That is him.
And here comes Will Witchell on his teammate. Does he let him by? Yeah, he does. I think what's happened here is Minnie's tried to keep up with the Red Bulls for the last couple of laps, try to get closer to them. hasn't done that, so now they've put Will Witchell in leading the two Ferraris to see if he can do anything against the Red Bulls.
Who knows?
I do apologise for the silence, but nothing's really happening. There's nothing to commentate at the moment, other than Ted's slippery fingers, who's now going to be catching up near his teammate again. Now just racing for 12th now between the two of them.
Ted with the KFC. Yak with another unthinkable idea. The battle of the goats.
Ted is definitely one of the goats. And Mike, hold on a minute. Mike isn't going to be holding on for very long. And Elar will Prix. And Will almost got both of the Red Bulls in one. It was almost a buy one get one free, but just couldn't get it in time. But he's still very close to the back of Chris. I'm sure Chris will be trying to help Mike get back ahead because that Red Bull 1-2 was very strong. Problem with that is that Will's used a lot of his ERS trying to make that work, so now he's on a pretty similar level with the Red Bulls. But Mini is also quite close to the back of that Red Bull as well. Oh, and a little bit of a lock up there for Mini going into that corner. Doesn't lose more than a tenth though, so it isn't that tough. And this DRS train is the least entertaining thing I've ever saw in my life. As we're close to the halfway point in this race now, just 2 laps off of it. Again, nothing's really happening, nothing to really report here. There's a caution, and it's a virtual safety car, and that's for Mink who's spun, and I think he's got front wing damage.
Mink? Yeah, he has no front wing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for the Williams driver. The question is, will anyone pit? We'll see. I'm sure Chris may even be tempted to bias. I don't think this virtual safety car will stay throughout the whole entire duration. Will Chris come in? Chris does come in. So does Will, so does Mike. Mini stays out. Gagley comes in. I think everyone's pitting pretty much. Tim isn't. DRS is enabled as a virtual safety car ends. And I don't think that was worth it for drivers like Mike. And Mini will have the lead after that virtual safety car is now ended. Followed by Tim, former Cringe, Tokai, Nicola and Ted.
They're gonna hope for a safety car, the guys who didn't pit.
Yeah, I just don't feel that virtual safety car is going to be enough. We'll put it on gap to leader, having a look at that. 17 seconds is Chris's, 18 seconds as well, 20 seconds is Gagley, 21 seconds is Jim, 24 seconds almost Mike, and 30 seconds Keanu is the lead. So, yeah. Nicola and his teammate fight, and Tokai is on the inside of this one. Can he try and maintain possession? No, he can't. His
Mini's
teammate
pitted.
gets past. And Mini comes into the pits. And I think this will put him out round about P12 or maybe P11. Well, as you can see now on his left hand side is Chris. Now, Will, who's coming ahead of him.
Ahead or behind Mike?
Gagley. And now the Mercedes. Is he going to come ahead? He's not going to come ahead. But now their tyres will be heated up a lot more. The problem with Chris is he's on mediums. He's going to need to make them go to the end, which will be tough unless there's a safety car towards the end. Which is what he's going to have to be hoping for. At least Chris won't really need to worry about behind because there's not really much a chance that Will be able to gain on hards that much.
Ted now with his KFC fingers. Ahead of Chris.
Is he going to fight?
No.
He does fight. He fights off.
KFC proving to be the real deal here. Never mind.
As he loses position. Can Will grab DRS off Ted?
Ted's in.
Ted's in, so he won't. He doesn't? No, he doesn't.
He's too far back.
And he's bought Will some time to Chris. Don't know why he really bought it. As Mike goes for fastest lap and gets a 13.9 as the fastest lap at the moment. And Gagley's quite close to the back of the Ferrari. Is he going to go for it? Doesn't go for the move.
None of the top 3 have pitted yet. I mean, Tokai's pitted at the start of the race, but he still has to make another stop.
And here comes Chris ahead of Tokai now. The provisional, well, no. The race leader after these drivers ahead pit, in fact. As Jameer is going to get lapped because he's disconnected from the game. And Tim's going to be the first person to lap someone. So we can have that.
But they're slowly going to start losing time, the top 2. Including Tokai. They're going to start losing time. And that's going to hurt them overall.
Yeah, and Press now has DRS on full-mark fringe. Anyways, this whole lap he's been edging towards him. 6 attempts gained so far this lap.
Tim's into the pits.
Yeah, the McLaren and the pits, and this is for the race lead now, Chris. As he sets the fastest lap of the race. He's going to go down the inside of the Alpine, gets the move done, and the race lead now opens up for Chris, who's struggling in the sprint. I think it's very obvious the problem was damage they had in the sprint, because in this race he's just been sensational. So far anyways, there's 14 laps left. And Chris now laps the Williams. And a similar story for Fulmer Cringe in a second. Yeah, the Williams have had a very interesting race. The both of them have disconnected and they've got about 40 seconds to the rest of the pack. So, don't think they'll be joining back anytime soon. But let's have a look at Tim, who's just been getting closer and closer to Piano. And with that DRS extra speed on the straight, he doesn't go for it, surprisingly.
As Formula Kings finally decided to come in.
A pit stop for the Alpine team about to happen as Tokai is the only one left out on track that hasn't pitted so far.
He'll come out like he's gonna come out neck and neck with Nicola.
Yeah, and Gagley runs wide and that's gonna invite Mike through. No, he doesn't invite Mike
Top
through.
bar.
He stays ahead of him. Oh, he ran wide. Oh, it was decent. He keeps pushing out a bit weird. Yeah, the guy having a little bit of desync so far, as Chris mentioned after the sprint race, I think it was. No, it wasn't after the sprint race, it was the first safety car. Oh. And at the front there's a pretty large gap, so there's not much going on. And now everyone's starting to stack up a little bit behind this disconnected Williams of Jameer.
Free DRS. Some charity in here.
And then again, just getting that cheeky DRS off of
Jameer offering free charity to Mini.
And Tim says the fast lap was quite a good lap actually, because I think Chris got a 13.8. So Tim with quite a good lap as he got ahead of Keanu, of course. And has he done the right thing about staying out? He's got to gain 10 seconds if he wants any chance of getting higher than P8. So all he's got to do is just get to it. And now this might be an interesting one. This Tokai, it's a little Aston Martin that's gonna maybe mess it up for everyone a little bit. And he's gonna get overtaken by the McLaren.
Oh. So close.
And that was so close. And Mike goes for the move on top of it. Oh, it's so close. You really don't want to be caught up in this.
So close for comfort.
And he stays out another lap, Tokai. Is he going to the end?
He's doing the inevitable.
He pitted at the end of lap 1. I don't think he's definitely not going to make it to the end, surely.
Yeah. And Jim's really close to Mike.
And the gap doesn't really change too much. After all that chaos, nothing really happens in the end. But Mike is very close to the back of Gagley. A race where he needs to start making back the points. They missed out on the first 2 rounds. Can Tokai try cling on to this DRS for a lap or 2? Is the question that we need to... We'll find out very shortly, actually. I don't think he will. He's 9 tenths already, 1 second, and he's fell out of DRS. Unfortunately for him.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Another Williams now getting lapped. As Gagley, what was that?
Minks
He's
also
having
left.
mega decent. Yeah, both of the Williams. And Mike goes for the move down the inside. Oh,
Decent.
decent.
Thank
He's
you,
teasing
EA.
us.
Thank you, Codies. You provided us decent. Oh,
They're actually teasing us. If any incident happens between Mike and Gagley, surely nothing will really come bad out of that, because Gagley's having mega desync. I don't even know if it's him or desync anymore.
Now let's see who's brave enough to make a move into turn 1. Obviously these 3 cars have the DRS on Mini. And that would be for the final podium position.
And just under 10 laps to go, 9 laps, as we've now reached lap 24, and having a look at the front lot, Press's hopes of a safety car don't look like it's coming at the moment.
I mean, it could come, you never know.
Yeah. There is a very close battle behind the 4 cars. With
Lewis? All good? Yeah, his mic died. So you're with me for a while now. Yeah. It's still a 4-car battle for the final podium for final podium position. A simple amount separating them all. As Mike's gonna
here
go
comes Mike. Finally, a move after so many laps. Here he goes, and he may be able to get a Ferrari as well. He tries round the outside. And I don't think many was not expecting that. And here comes Mike. Is he going to be able to pull anything off in the end? Or was it just a bit of a reality check for many? Definitely wouldn't have been expecting that to happen. Mike now with the DRS, how close are they going to get to Mini at the end of the straight? No one really wanted to make the move into the hairpin after the back straight.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone make the move there.
Not wanting to risk it.
Yeah. Certainly.
Place I thought I'd make a move as well.
Now let's see what Mike's now able to do.
Mike will be able to overtake the Ferrari. He likes the outside. He likes the outside of things. At the front, everything's quite calm for Chris, so it doesn't look like he's going to be losing the race anytime soon. However, there are still 7 laps to go before checkered flag comes out. This time for Mike is a little voice crack for me, but this time for Mike, is he gonna go for the move? He backs out again, and I think he's just waiting for the final lap to make the move at this point.
No, Tim's got past top 5.
Not very long to go in this race, and well, he's starting to turn the tide on Chris a little bit. He's gained a little bit in the last few laps. I think this means degradation starting to kick in for Chris. But the main thing Chris will be hoping to do is try and hold on to some ERS so he can defend when Will does make up to him. Here we go this time. Mike with the arrest. Is he gonna go for it or is he gonna hold off? He's gonna go for it, I think. No, he's not. He's gonna take off the DRS. And yeah, he's just gonna wait for the last lap to make a last minute lunge for the podium position. Which will be exciting when they come to it.
Onto the back seat now. Looks like nobody's gonna go for the move there, as there's no real opportunities here. They will have to wait on the main straight to make a lunge. So Mike with the DRS now.
Yeah, he's got 4 laps to go. He'll make it on the last lap, and then those 4 laps.
Well,
Will has
gonna go for
2.5 seconds. Oh, he is not.
I mean, he has to watch out
one
for.
lap, I don't know.
He has to watch out for Gagdi behind, as he's gonna be hunting for.
Yeah, I'm sure towards the end, Gagley's just gonna start putting the pressure down on Mike and going for the podium himself. And that was actually quite a quick race, to be fair. Of course, stay tuned to more for details, guys. Everyone has a massive gaps around the grid. Mike, as it impacted his pit force this time, he doesn't deploy DRS.
And Toka is finally in. After 27 laps on the same tire compound.
I did a good stint. Soft is going to try, go for fast lap.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's really much point in that. There's really much point in that. I mean, to be fair, they are. Aston Martin is meant to be fine with McLaren as of the car performance chart, but yeah, I guess it's taking a point off McLaren. Talking about McLaren, kind of forgot about him a wee bit. Tim, he's gained 6 seconds on the drivers ahead, but I don't think he'll be enough. Will, who's gained 2 attempts in the last 3 laps on Press. I don't think it's going to be Ferrari's one to take this time unless Press makes a major mistake. And it's going to be 2 consecutive race wins for Press.
Oh, Gagli.
Oh, Gagley disconnected.
Ah.
And that's unfortunate for him, and that means that Jim will be able to move himself up to P5 in this race, as opposed to being P6 just a second to go. And that's going to really help out Mike, who is probably thinking, oh god, Gagley's got pace, he's going to overtake. Potentially, but he's not.
Now
I'm going to overtake if he's this.
2.3 between Chris and Will for the lead. And
Gagley's managed to drive back. But is it too late? Is Tim going to try catch up to his teammate and get past?
Yeah, I don't think so.
And we're now on to the penultimate lap, 2.3 seconds at the front, just 3 tenths in the battle for P3. And yeah, Tim isn't too far off the back of his teammate. And Gagley takes back control of his car, but he's already behind Tim.
Yeah, I'd have to concede that one. I mean, it's unfortunate.
I'm sure Tim won't mind that too much.
I mean, it's unfortunate considering he's having an amazing race, Gagley.
And Chris just down to 2 second gap to Chris actually. And I think the mediums are going off now. Yeah, the mediums are off.
It won't be
Surely.
a big deal since it's only a lap remaining.
Yep, and here we go on to the final lap of the Spanish Grand Prix here, season 7 of Dryline. What is going to happen? And we're going to be wanting to watch Mike and his race for the podium, as they're both going to be deploying everything down the straight. DRS for Mike though. And what way is he going to go? He's going to take it to the outside, and they're so close. But it looks like it's going to be Mike staying less mini. Oh, and there's contact between them again.
Not again. Minnie's not going to be happy. That's for sure.
Minnie drops to P7. The championship leader won't be leading the championship for too long now. And I think it's going to be going the way of Chris in this one. Jim isn't close enough to the back of Mike, but I'm sure he'll be saying thank you very much for that P4. And you never know how reports could go. You never know. You could see a Mercedes up on the podium.
It could be a P3 for Jim if Mike's at fault.
Anyway, here comes Chris. He hasn't put a foot wrong this race. He's drove brilliantly, perfect strategy, managed to manage those mediums very, very well. And here he comes across the line to win the Spanish Grand Prix. Welcomes home P2, but he's not here to finish P2, but I'm sure he'll take that. A P3 for Mike. P4 for Jim, getting the best performance for Mercedes so far.
Yeah.
Gagley, who got disconnected, gets P5. Tim P6, P7, Minnie, who's sent himself into the barriers. Former French P8. Keanu P9, at least his points. P10, Nicola. And Ted, with his slippery KFC fingers, is going to have Tokai right up the back of him. And what's going to happen here? Tokai is going to go for it. Is he going to get him across the line? It's going to be a very close finish. 300ths of a second.
Got it.
But Ted got it. 300s. And Biak, who's the last one to cross the line, Malato being disqualified for not racing the whole race. And there we go, here you have the Spanish Grand Prix. And that was a good race. For the most part. And there we go, the top three on the podium. Chris left in the trophy for Red Bull. P2, of course, Will, and P3, Mike, both Red Bulls on the podium for the first time this season in D1. And a very deserved podium for the three on the top three steps. However, I'm sure many won't be too happy about what happened there, but overall as a weekend, the order does stay the same. It'll be 29 points for Chris, 24 points for Will, 23 points for Mike, 14 points for Jim, 13 for Minnie, 11 for Gagley, 8 for Tim, 5 for Tokai, 4 for Nicola, 4 for former French, and 2 for Keanu. The rest will be scoring points. That means no points for Mr. Slippery Finger Ted.
Yeah.
He is not going to be scoring any points for the first race so far this season.
Right, Chris wins, Will P2, Mike P3, Umama P4, Gagli P5, Tim P6, Mini P7, Formula Coach P8, Keanu P9, Nicola P10, Ted, Tokai, Thiak, Mink, Jameer, and Cordovist.
So there's Mike gonna join and Chris.
Chris is gonna join.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, let's invite him. There he is. Yo. Uh, I don't think Mike's gonna join, so let's start. Yeah, well done on the race. Pretty much dominated on this one. How do you feel?
Well, I think it was not really like a domination. It was a tough race, and what I've got to say is, it was very good tire management because leading there. It was day one, the orange got me winning the race, over 60%. So it was very tight on tire wear, but I managed to tighten up time to push and chill perfectly, and just managed to tell Stiak and hopefully I wouldn't catch up, but he did catch up later on, but I was just way ahead and got the win, which was really happy. But yeah, it was quite a good race. I mean, lots of positive to take out, but of course, the sprint race didn't really go really well with the damage I got in the sprint race, due to Gagli just with Gagli and Mike driving as Team One, which was really sore. But yeah, overall it was a good weekend. Big points for the Red Bull. Hopefully, I can stay on the podium with GC afterwards.
Yeah. We've seen your performance at the sprint. You were struggling a bit. Um, can you can you tell us what happened?
So I just said, yeah, so basically, I'm struggling with the clutch on, and um, right foot axle, and managed to get myself to the end of the garage, which just absolutely robbed me off of the lead, which was really unfortunate. But yeah, I had a lot of pace. The hards, in the race yesterday was really, really nice, the car had a lot of grip overall, and it's a great achievement overall for racing. The sprint didn't really go well either, because things got going down really unevenly, and I didn't deserve it. But sometimes it's racing, just turn up and that's what I learned about going into the race.
Yeah, certainly. Uh, After today, I think you'll be leading the championship.
Um, well, first of all, I can say it is a great achievement because from round one was a really poor round one. If you can say it was really, really, it's a really good restart. We jigged up from K2, and great GP he supported us even though we had a very bad start to quali because Australia, because I won, but Mike unfortunately with that stint, and then because
Well, final question. So next race will be at Miami. I'm sure we haven't visited that track since season 4. Is it going to be any challenge for you?
Well, yeah, it will be quite of a challenge, and I've been, fortunate that I'm doing this track, Miami, and it was quite a challenging circuit. But hopefully I could try and put a lot more practice in hopefully this race I go. But I'll put in lots of practice in without no assists and so on. So hopefully I can try and perform in Miami. It will be a difficult task, but hopefully we can try and convert this result to the next race in Australia, and just cross on. Miami's a bit difficult, but hopefully we can try and have fun.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Congratulations once again, and that's pretty much it for tonight.
Yeah, that's always. Hopefully we try and have a nice day.
Yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers. Well, no, actually, cheers. But
Yeah, Saeed's interviews this is thing, so I just gotta let him do his thing.
no worries. Yeah, cheers as well for the commentary. But yeah, see you
Yep.
in a bit.
Yeah, in a bit. Right, you guys have had heard some word. I mean, um, you guys have heard some words from the race winner and the championship leader after his dominant main race campaign, but not so dominant in the sprint as he struggled. To be fair,
Yeah, damage did them no good.
right stream tomorrow is, of course, Lewis is gonna drive in D2.
Yeah, not for Saeed this time though.
I mean, I've driven last week in Australia for D2.
Yeah.
I can't lie, I cooked in the house.
Yeah. Nah, I do miss racing for Mercedes really. It was a good team.
Always a good team.
Yeah.
And next week is going to be Miami, as we mentioned with Chris. It's
Yep.
personally not a fan favorite circuit, as the car is literally a boat round there.
Yeah. I've not raced Miami for quite a while, so good.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, so yeah, I was not in this game yet. We've went through all the American circuits. I think this is probably most likely going to be the last season on this game. So yeah, going to round out all the American circuits on this game, which Miami will be an interesting one, I'm sure, because don't know what everyone's pace is like around Miami. I know personally I've not raced Miami since F1 22, so um, yeah, a challenging weekend for me anyway. But
It was actually Mike who spun Gagli on the start of the sprint.
yeah, I saw the clip a minute ago.
What's Dave sending?
God knows.
Please touch me.
Oh yeah,
Check the audit log.
yeah, I'm sending it. I've already got the picture already. I'll send it to you on. Alright, I know this has been the Spanish Grand Prix and Sprint race, so
Yeah.
hopefully anyone that watched enjoyed it, if anyone's still watching. um, Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Tomorrow
Ups.
and next week, hopefully we get a
Yeah.
commentator for T1, D2 even.
And we're off. Goodbye.
Yep.